Good morning, everyone. It's me, Jessica, Health Fitness Program Manager from Mitre and McLean in my awkwardly lit apartment. Oh my God, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm gonna be leading you through today's, it's not working very well, 45 minutes of yoga. We're gonna have a start with the standing practice, starting in about 4 minutes. So create some space for yourself. Make sure you have some water in case you need it. And thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, Fred. I'm hoping you'll be a little better behaved today than you were yesterday. This food's not free, okay? So like, stop just dumping it out everywhere. Literally, you're like a child. Let's try putting your food bowl over here, seeing how that works out. Okay. Be with you guys in 4 amazing minutes. Well, you guys, the world starts to reopen today, at least in DC, Virginia, and I believe Massachusetts. Anyone planning on actually getting out this weekend? Anyone taking advantage of phase 1? Or will you guys still be phase 1ing it at home? Curious as to what you're doing. Let me know. Stay chill in the chat. Stay chill in the chat. Just practicing here. Hi everybody. Just bringing my little cheat sheet with me today. So we're gonna do some salutes to the sun. We're gonna do some salutes to the gods and goddesses. I know that Jen's also been working with you guys in the morning on doing some salutes. Why is the lighting in here so lame? I've even turned trashy and I've put cardboard against the windows. I'm running my own secret yoga meth lab, I feel like. Also, my watch died, so let me definitely find my clock. Oh no, I don't see the clock anywhere. Jessica! Do you guys see my pocket? It's bizarre. Oh, I know. Well, welcome you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. We're gonna start standing today. So, just find a cozy spot in your home. Start to just round your feet down into the mat, standing about hips width distance apart. Think about the narrow part of your hips, not shoulders width distance apart. Yay. And I want you to simply just start to relax here. Notice if you're overarching your back, maybe taking a gentle tuck of your pelvis. Where can I make myself visible? I have no head. Snarl. Okay. Awesome. Go ahead, take a moment. Just bring your hands, palms to the center of your chest. Allow your elbows to relax down heavy. You can even cross your thumbs because we are going to cross our thumbs in a little bit. Oh, I know. All right. Feel free to close your eyes and just start to come into your breath. Start to find some engagement in your legs, grounding those feet down to the floor, really pressing through your heels, your big toe, your pinky. Maybe taking a moment to tuck your chin down towards your chest as you continue to honor yourself for making this amazing time and space for your mental and physical practice. Awesome. On your next inhale, I want you to actually draw those shoulders all the way up to your ears. And exhale, relax them down. One more time, inhale those shoulders up to your ears. And exhale, relax them back down. Relax your arms down by your side. Even take a moment, draw your fingertips down your thighs, grounding your feet into the floor. Then press into those feet. Inhale, lift yourself up, lift those arms up all the way up overhead. Once again, go ahead, interlace your fingers. Maybe just grab hold of your thumbs even and stretch over to the right. Inhale yourself back up. Stretch over to the left. Inhale yourself back up. Separate those hands where turn your thumbs towards the back and cactus those arms down as you exhale. Inhale, send arms back up towards the sky. Option as you exhale to even lift your eyes, nose, chin up towards the ceiling, coming into a slight standing back bend. Weight in your heels. Exhale, arms go back up. Let's do two more. Exhaling, arms down. Inhaling, arms up. Last one. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. Pull that belly in nice and tight. Feel free to bend your knees. We're going to exhale, hinge forward, coming all the way down towards the floor. If you can relax your fingertips on the floor, great. Feel free to take this generous bend in your knees and start to bring the weight a little more forward towards your toes. But make sure that your heels are still grounded down on the floor. You can move one knee and then the other, just taking some movement in your hips. Right and left, left and right. And then take a moment to truly relax. Just a little tractioning of your spine. So relaxing your chest closer towards your legs, and feel free to take that really generous bend. Belly is on your thighs, your chest is on your thighs, and your face is gently coming to your shins, below your knees. Hairline hangs heavy down towards the floor. If it's uncomfortable for you to keep your hands on the floor, feel free to grab hold of your opposite elbow and just allow those elbows to hang a little bit heavier down towards the mat. 3 more breaths right here. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Make sure that stomach is still sucked in, core contracted, protecting that lower back every time we hinge forward. Take one more deep inhale. And on your exhale, slowly round yourself back up. Work to stack your shoulders on top of your hips, head on top of your heart. Just take a moment, stand tall right here in mountain pose. Great. Okay, come up towards the top of your mat because now we're going to come into our salutes of the gods and goddesses. Yay! Nice little flow is going to happen. You're going to do your best. We're going to do it twice, so hopefully on the other side, even if you feel confused on the right side, you'll feel awesome about the left, and feel free to try this on another day. So start with your hands, palms once again at your chest like we had just a moment ago, and cross your thumbs. Really ground those feet into the floor. Hands, palms start at your heart center. You're going to inhale your arms up overhead as you step your right foot back into a lunge. Whoa. All right, keep those eyes focused. Make sure that your heel's not coming down towards the mat behind you, so even pressing onto the ball of the foot, stacking your heel on top of your hip. Go ahead, take a deep inhale, stretch your eyes, nose, chin up towards the ceiling, and on your exhale, bring those arms back in a slight back bend. Inhale back up to center. We're going to draw our right knee behind our left foot as we come on down. And bring your fingertips towards your left toe. Forehead comes towards your left knee. Awesome. From here, you're going to inhale your arms up overhead. Come back into that back bend. Back towards your forward fold. Straighten your right leg. Step your feet together. Bring those hands back to your heart center. Stretch up towards the ceiling. Reach back. Back up to the ceiling and hands towards your heart, right where you started. Just trying to keep it as simple as we can for today. Let's go ahead and get the other side. So get ready to move your left leg, hands start at your heart. Inhale your arms up overhead. As you step your left foot back into your split stance or your lunge, make sure to bring the weight into the ball of your back foot. Take a deep inhale, lift from your chest sternum, and exhale. Squeeze those hands palms together, just reaching your fingertips back in a slight back bend. Inhale, draw that left knee behind your right foot. Knees come down towards the floor. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Forehead comes down towards your knee. Fingertips just beyond the toes, gently pushing the floor away. Keep that push in your front heel. Press hips forward, stretch arms up. Inhale, lift, stretch them back. Back towards your tuck and curl. Straighten your left leg out. Then we're gonna rise ourselves back up. Bring your hands back to your chest. Stretch up towards the ceiling. One more big back bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, arms down towards your chest. Let's take another moment in mountain pose. Relax your arms down by your side. Make sure your chin's neutral to your chest right now. Yay! All right, next up we have the salute to the sun. It's getting spicy in here. Really warming up those bodies a little bit. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warm too. Once again, bring your hands, palms to the center of your chest. We're gonna inhale, stretch up towards the ceiling. Reach your hands back into your back bend. Inhale back up. Exhale, rain your fingertips down towards the floor, and your fingers should line up with your toes. Your knees are together, but your heels can come up just a little bit. Go ahead, bend your knees, working to get those glutes a little bit closer towards the floor. We're gonna step our right leg back. Bring your eyes forward, look ahead of you, hands, palms on the floor as you step your left leg back. Go for a little chaturanga, bending those elbows. Press yourself back up. Step your left leg forward, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Bring your right foot, to meet your left. Sit those hips down once more. Then, stretch your hips up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands back towards heart center. Lift yourself back up. And let's go ahead and get the other side. Hands, palms starting at the center of your chest. Inhale, stretch up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach back. Stay lifted in the chest, not in the lower back. Exhale, belly pulled in tight. Feel free to bend your knees. Rain those fingertips forward. Fingers right outside of your feet this time. Bend your knees. Keep those heels to the floor if you can. Step your left leg back into your plank. Lift your eyes forward in front of you, belly tight. Step your right foot back to meet with your left. Eyes are still forward as you come down into your version of a chaturanga. Press yourself back up. Right foot comes forward between those hands, palms. Bring your left foot to meet it. Bend those knees once more. Straighten your legs. Bring your hands back to heart center. Lift yourself up. Take one more stretch all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, let's relax those arms down by our side. Yeah, nice work, you guys. Let's do a couple more just standing postures, and then we'll go ahead and hit the floor. So go ahead, step your right foot over to the right. We're gonna go for some standing separate leg stretching. Stretch those arms out to the side like a T. You can turn your toes in just a little bit, pigeon toe your feet, or keep your heels invisible behind your toes. Keep your belly pulled in tight. Make sure you're not overarching your back. So straighten that spine right here. Maybe a slight tuck of your pelvis. We're gonna lead chest sternum on the way down. And as you get closer to the floor, you can either relax your hands down on the floor, right underneath of your shoulders, or if you can reach back and grab hold of your heels or even step on your heels from behind. As you bring the weight forward into your toes, you're working to stack your hips on top of your heels. So it's normal when you first come into this for your hips to be stretching towards the back of the room. If that's you, feel free to bring your hands to the floor to really shift that weight forward. Think about spiraling your inner thighs towards the wall behind you. And then we're going to turn our hands palms, fingers pointing towards the wall behind you. Just gently start to walk your hands palms between those legs. You might find you need to bend your knees, straighten those hips back out to walk yourself a little further back. Still bringing the weight into the toes. You can bend your knees, walk those fingertips back once more. Just hang out here for a couple breaths. Awesome. Walk those fingertips back forward and all the way over towards that right foot. Feel free to even find some movement right here, maybe pulling your body a little closer towards that right leg. Make sure that belly is still sucked in though. Awesome. Walk those hands all the way over towards the left foot. Feel free to find a little movement right here, just pulling yourself closer and further away from your leg. Awesome. Walk those hands back to center. Go ahead, keep your left hand palm pressed down towards the floor. Inhale that right arm up overhead. Feel free to take a little mini bind here, bending at the right elbow, reaching those right hand fingertips to your left hip crease. Make sure you didn't bring too much weight into your heels. Don't let those hips shift all the way towards the back of the room. Take one more deep inhale. As you undo your bind, release your right hand fingertips down to the floor and send that left arm up towards the ceiling. Bend the left elbow, reach those fingertips towards your right hip crease. Find as much of a twist as feels good for you. Engage that belly. Take one more deep inhale, send that left arm up. Release your left hand down towards the floor. Walk your hands forward just a little bit. Walk your feet in, go ahead, bend your knees, and let's come on down into cat-cow. Relieving any of that tension that started to build on your back. We're gonna hang out on the floor. I'm just gonna lower the camera just a little bit more so that you can see me. Huzzah! Okay, great. Back down on our mats for some cat-cow right here. And let's stay down here on our mats, get into our hips, get into our shoulders. Let's have a little fun on a Friday, you guys. We made it through our 4-day work week. All right, let's start off nice and simple. We've been active already. Open those knees nice and wide. Bring your toes together. Send your hips back towards your heels and start to walk your hands, palms forward. I encourage you to be a little bit more active in your child's pose. So instead of having your palms pressed down on the floor, can you tent your fingers and press your fingertips into the floor? Maybe even gently pushing the floor away from you to help you send your hips back towards your heels. Just a little bit more active in your shoulders. If this is really uncomfortable on your shoulders, then feel free to take that generous bend in your elbows and just relax a little bit more right here. But if you can enjoy this extra stretch, I really encourage you to take a moment and join us here. Just a couple more breaths. Great. Take your time. Come on back up into tabletop. Walk those hands, palms underneath of your shoulders. My forehead left a sweat mark on my mat. All right, keep that belly in nice and tight. Let's warm the body up a little bit more. We are going to come into a down dog today, but let's start off with some bird dog. So send your, I'm going to twist a little so I have some space. Send your right arm out in front of you. Send your left leg behind you. Really press into that left hand palm. Activate your shoulders. Find as much reach as you can from your fingers and your toes, and then start to make your circles with your wrists in one direction, in the opposite direction. Go ahead, release that right hand. Left knee back down towards the floor. Send your right leg back behind you. Really stretch through your toe. Even feel your glutes activate. Stretch your left hand fingertips in front of you. Find as much length as you can from fingers to toes, and then start to make your circles. First in one direction, then in the opposite direction. Go ahead, release your left hand. Right knee back down towards the floor. Cool. Next up is a super teeny little twist. Keep your left hand down. Send your right hand back behind you. Thumb facing up towards the ceiling. Back of your hand close towards your hips. Turn your chin towards that right shoulder. Just really stretching through your fingertips to the back of the room as much as you can. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, release your right hand back down to the floor. Inhale your left arm back behind you. Thumb facing up towards the ceiling, palm facing out, back of your fingers close to your hips. Turn your chin towards that left shoulder. Just a couple breaths right here. Exhale, release your left hand back down towards the back. Great, give yourself another cat-cow here. Find the shakes and shimmies of your hips and shoulders that feel best for you today. Let's do a nice big shoulder opener before we do a little down dog to open our hips, and then we'll come into a nice hip flexor stretch as well. All right, keep your left hand down on the mat. Spread those fingertips as wide as you need to for a super stable base. Inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling. Eyes follow your fingertips. Exhale as your right hand comes underneath of your body, palm facing up towards the ceiling. Bring that right ear, right shoulder down towards the mat. And you can stay right here with your left elbow on top of your left wrist for a nice active stretch right here. Some different options you have as well. Walk those left hand fingertips out a little bit more, maybe tenting your fingers, the same active stretch that we had. Or even walking your left hand fingertips back, taking a little bit of a mini bind, just opening your chest a little bit more. Feel free to try them all. Find what works for you today. Every day is different. Awesome. Bring that left hand back down underneath of your shoulder. Press into it to lift yourself up. Draw your right hand out all the way up towards the ceiling. Eyes follow. Exhale, right hand fingertips down towards the mat. Great, let's do the left side. So spread your right hand fingertips wide. Ground your hand palm into the floor. Pull that belly in tight. Get ready to inhale. Eyes follow your fingertips. Exhale, hand comes underneath of the body, bringing that left ear, left shoulder towards the mat. You can even shift your hips a little bit if you want to. Remember your options, either keeping your hand palm under your elbow, nice active press into the floor, really waking up that upper back. Walking your fingertips a little bit forward, pressing your tips of the fingers into the floor, getting a little bit more into the shoulder. We're walking those hands all the way back, even reaching towards your left hip crease, a little mini bind, an extra little stretch of your pecs of your upper back shoulders. Two more breaths. Go ahead, bring your right hand back underneath of your shoulder. Activate your back, press into your hand palm, left fingertips, drag out from underneath of you, stretch up towards the ceiling, eyes follow. Left hand comes back down towards the mat. Once again, send your hips back towards your heels. Take a moment, just come back to your breath. Come back to your stillness. Come back to your child's pose. Hopefully each time that we're coming through child's pose, as we're waking up and warming up and stretching your shoulders, this stretch feels a little bit better for you. However, if your upper body is already super exhausted, it might not be as comfortable, and that's okay. Just find what does work for you today. Two more breaths right here. come back up into tabletop. Let's do a little bit of prep work, warming up our lower half as we get ready for down dog. All right, so keep your right hand, left hand on the floor. Keep your left knee right where it is. Make sure you have some space behind you as we're gonna send that right leg back. So just like before when we were doing the salutes, I encourage you to ground the ball of the foot into the floor and then bring your heel right on top of the ball of the foot. So maybe give yourself a couple rocks back and forth. Just finding what feels like your heel stacked on top of the ball of the foot today. Once you find it, find some stillness in your lower half, pull that belly in, take a squeeze of your right glute cheek, really activate that leg, press into your hands, palms, belly tight, upper body active. Take one more deep inhale, and on your exhale, bring your right knee back in, shake it out if you need to. And let's go ahead and get that left side. So sending your left foot out behind you, tuck those toes under, glue the ball of the foot down towards the floor, and just take a little bit of a rock to begin with. Make sure your chin's not too tucked towards your chest. Your eye focus should be a little forward of your fingertips. As you come into your stillness with your heel stacked on top of the ball of the foot, really engaging that left leg as much as possible. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, arms engaged, belly is active, back is active, leg is active. And change. Draw that left leg back in. One more time, shake it out. Shake your hips a little right and left, right and left. Because next up, we're coming into a plank. And we're going to hang out in our plank for 4 full breaths before we send our hips up for down dog. All right, you can decide which leg you send out behind you. I'm going to start once again with my right, grounding my right foot into the floor, activating my upper body, keeping a slight bend in my elbows so they don't overextend, sending my left leg back to meet my right. Keep those breaths slow. 2 more. You're going to use your next exhale to send those hips up towards the ceiling. Awesome. You can walk your feet in a little if you need to. You can separate your feet a little bit wider for a more stable base. It's okay if your heels don't come all the way to the floor, but I do want you to think as if I have a belt around your waist and I'm lifting that belt up towards the ceiling the way that it draws your chest a little closer towards your thighs so that your biceps are by your ears, and from here feel free to walk the dog. Walk in the dog. Awesome. Round that left foot down into the floor. Use your inhale, send your right leg up towards the ceiling. Make some circles with your ankle in one direction and the opposite direction. Then bend your knee, stacking your knee on top of your hip. Make some circles in one direction and the opposite direction. Relax and release your right foot back down towards the floor. Left leg, send your left leg up. Point that toe, make some circles. One direction, the opposite direction. Bend your knee, stack your knee, opening your hip, making some circles in one direction. In the opposite direction. Release that left leg back down towards the floor. Let's inhale our right leg back up one more time. And we're going to bring it forward. Draw that knee in towards your chest. Exhale, right leg up. Draw your knee to your right elbow. Exhale, right leg up. Draw your knee to your left elbow. One more time, right leg up. And draw that knee forward. Come into our hip opener. Wiggle those toes forward as much as you want. You can relax and release your left knee down towards the mat and untuck those toes, or you can stay active right here in your hip opener. I want you to think about drawing that right hip back, your left hip down and forward. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Find some focus with your eyes. Enjoy your breath. 2 more breaths right here. If you brought that left knee down towards the floor, tuck your toes under, lift that left leg up, bring your hands, palms back down. Stretch your right leg back behind you. Hips go back up towards the ceiling. One more time in down dog. Don't worry, you guys. This is our last to the down dog for today, I promise. Send your left leg up towards the ceiling. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. One more time, inhale up. Exhale that left foot forward. Shift your hips down and forward. Coming into this nice big lunge. Remember, you can release your right knee down towards the floor. Untuck those toes, just shifting the weight forward. Make sure you're not really extra rounding in this back, so find what kind of length you can find. Opening the chest, engaging those shoulder blades again. Eyes forward in front of you, chin away from your chest. Yes, good work, you guys. Tuck those right toes back under, lift your knee up. If it wasn't already lifted, plant those hands to the floor. Wiggle your left leg back. Let's hang out in our plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're amazing. Bring those knees back down towards the mat. Send your hips back. This time, closed leg child's pose. So your knees are together. Keep walking those fingertips forward. Find that nice upper body stretch. Nice work, you guys. Let's go ahead and bring our bodies forward. We're going to come right into Sphinx pose. So you might need to walk your hands forward, walk your legs back, bring your belly, your pubic mound down towards the floor, elbows right underneath of your shoulders. Get out of my way. Palms facing down towards the floor. Let's start off active. So eyes stretch forward in front of you with those elbows pressed down. The more you're able to lift your chin up and have chin parallel to the floor, the more you're going to really feel the stretch in your lower back. What's happening with your shoulders? Are they rounding forward a lot? Can you even draw your shoulder blades together? Bring a little bit more of a stretch to that back. Option to stay right here or come a little bit deeper into seal pose. If you want to do seal pose, just ground your hands, palms into the floor, straighten that arm. You're working to keep that pubic mound down. And if you came into seal pose and you were like, oh no, then that's okay, just bend your elbows. Come on back into Sphinx. If you want to finish with full expression of seal, if you're here, go ahead, bend your knees, bring your toes together. Work to stretch your eyes, nose, chin up towards the ceiling. The idea of squeezing your glutes, getting your toes to touch your head. Are we close? I don't think so. All right, lower yourself all the way down. Make a little diamond shape or pillow with your hands, palms, and windshield wipe those feet. Right and left, right and left, right and left. We're going to take a nice spine twist on our bellies before we roll over onto our backs. So straighten those legs out. Stretch your arms out into a T. Go ahead, press into your left hand palm. Bend your left leg. Bring your left leg up and over your body. Feel free to be as active in the stretch as you want to be. So if you want to focus a little bit more on the stretch of your shoulders, you can walk your hands a little closer in towards your chest and roll a little bit more onto that right side. If you want to just focus on the spine stretch, keep that left arm out. Maybe even walking your fingertips a little further away to bring that left shoulder back down to the mat. And if you want to be a little more passive, you can bring those knees together to take away a little bit of a twist. But the more you ground your left foot into the floor, open that leg, the deeper the twist you're going to create all through the left side of your body. Two more breaths right here. Great. Gently roll yourself back over onto your belly. Stretch those arms out into a T. Bring your left ear to the mat. Press into your right hand palm, bend your right leg, bring your right leg up and over your body. Just find a place to bring that toe down towards the floor. As long as your toe is touching down, it can be really close towards your left leg, it can be far away, it can be close by your heels. The further that you bring it up, the more the twist you're going to feel. And remember, your option as to where you really feel the stretch. Walking your right hand fingertips away and bringing your shoulder closer to the mat is going to keep the stretch in your spine. Bringing your right hand fingertips closer towards your chest and rolling more towards your side is going to bring a stretch more towards your left shoulder. So just find the stretch that you need right now. Take one more big breath right here. And on your exhale, gently lower yourself back down. We're going to roll over onto your backs. So take your time. Roll over. Good human. All right, as you come here, go ahead, bend your knees. Being kind towards our backs, even pressing to lift up. Just find your body comfortable on the floor. Let's go ahead and activate our lower half a little bit more with some glute bridges. We're going to do 5 glute bridges, and then we're going to stay up for 5 seconds. Let's try and do that twice. We're worth it. So go ahead, open your feet about hip or match width distance apart, whatever feels best for you. Feel free to bring those heels as close towards the center line of your body as you want. If you need a little bit more support here in your glute bridge, bring your arms down by your side. Keep your arms close by the center line of your body and start out by opening your chest, gluing as much of your shoulders to the mat as you can. Take a slight little tuck of your chin, a deep inhale, and on your exhale, lift yourself up. Inhale, lower yourself down. 4 more. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Last one. Exhale up and stay here. Can you wiggle your fingertips closer together, maybe even interlacing your fingers for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that bind. Lower yourself down on your inhale. 5 more. Exhale up for 2. Inhale down. Nice and slow. Exhale up. Inhale down. Make sure you're not putting too much pressure on the back of your neck, only coming up to where you're supported by your shoulders. Last 3. Inhale down. 2. Inhale down. Last one. Let's stay here on our way up. Once again, interlace those fingers. See if you can even bring your hands, palms together. Really squeeze your glutes. Lift your hips for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that bind. Slowly lower yourself down. Take a moment. Draw those knees in towards your chest. Make some circles with your knees. First in one direction, and then the opposite direction. Release those feet back down towards the floor. Take a moment in our stillness. We're going to do some reclined bound angles. So bring the soles of your feet together. Allow those knees to fall out heavy towards the side. You might even need to press into the backs of your feet, just as I did, to lift your hips up to find that relaxation. Maybe press into your elbows. Get your shoulders relaxed on the floor. Do whatever feels natural with your arms. Maybe one on your heart, one on your belly. If you want a little bit more of a stretch of your chest, bring those arms up like a football stadium. If your eyes are open, find one spot to relax your eyes, relax your mind, and focus on your beautiful breath. 3 more breaths right here. Awesome. On your exhale, go ahead, bring those knees back together. Soles of the feet come down towards the floor. Relax your arms back down by your side. Once again, go ahead, draw those knees up towards your chest. We're going to go for some nice wide-legged stretch with the option to come into Happy Baby in just a second. So think of this kind of like child's pose on your back. So you're pulling those knees in towards your chest and out towards the side. Keep that chin tucked towards your chest. And you can hang out right here. If you want to get a little bit deeper into the stretch on the back of your legs, feel free to bring your hands to the back of your legs and start to stretch the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. And if that's not comfortable for you, feel free to just bend those knees back and just stay in as comfortable as possible today. If you have the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling, you might even walk your hands, palms up. Maybe you can hold on at your ankles. Maybe you're just holding on to your pants. Maybe you can grab hold of your big toes or the outside of your feet. And gently just allowing gravity to pull those knees a little closer towards your chest. Relax the back of your neck on your mat as much as possible. And feel free to rock side to side like the happiest baby that you can be. It's Friday! Nice work, you guys. Great. Go ahead, bring the soles of those feet back together. Release them down towards the floor. Stretch your arms out towards the side, and we're going to take another spine twist. So bring your left leg over with your right, rolling over onto your right thigh. Turn your chin towards your left shoulder. Now feel free to hang out right here in this super easy stretch. If you want to feel even more, you can straighten your right leg out below you. You can draw that left knee a little bit higher. Make sure if your eyes are open, you do find that one spot to focus your eyes and keep relaxing your mind. Just enjoying your breath. If you straighten your right leg out, go ahead, bend your right leg, bring your left leg back on top of it, roll yourself back to center, take your time, maybe shifting your hips, relaxing your legs over towards the left side, taking a moment to come into the stretch the same way we did on the other side. So starting with 2 knees together, evaluating how that feels on your body. And if you want more of a stretch, straightening out your lower leg, drawing that upper leg a little bit closer to your outstretched arm. Good work, you guys. Take 3 more breaths here. And as you're ready, bend that lower leg again. Bring your 2 knees together. Roll back to center. And believe it or not, we're going to come into Savasana. We're going to stay in Savasana for a couple minutes today. Feel free to walk those legs out in front of you as much as feels good. If you're still feeling some tension in your lower back, you can keep this bending your knee. You can even bring your knees together to take some of the pressure away. If that's not an issue for you, though, feel free to straighten those legs all the way out. Open your legs as wide as you want. Open your arms as wide as you want. And we're going to be completely still for the next 3 minutes. I don't care what is happening at your space. I ask you to please just see how much can you close your eyes and focus on your breath and your body and nothing else. One of the most amazing parts of yoga is that the practice is on our mats. But the real life yoga is everywhere in everything that we do. Noticing how you can bring this same relaxed breath and movement to the normal stressful parts of your day. When you do find yourself feeling frustrated by work or family or life or your pets, can you bring the focus back to your breath and take the tension out of your muscles with your mind? Practice right here. So remember that Savasana is also a posture. Any movement that you bring beyond what is natural, beyond your heart beating, your chest and belly rising and falling from your breath, maybe that gentle curl of your fingers in towards your hands palms, any intentional movement that you make, whether it's wiggling your toes or fixing your hair or your clothes, you're coming out of the posture. So you've got 2 more minutes to be right here, right now. Great stillness, everyone. I know you did it. Feel free to hang out here in your final Savasana as long as feels good for you. If you can hang out for at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just imagine how focused and awesome your day could be. But if you're like me and you have other things to do and see, let's close our practice together. Find your way back to a seated position of your choice. And we're once again going to go ahead and bring our hands, palms to the center of your chest. Feel free to even tuck your chest. Take a moment to truly honor yourself. Thank you guys for making this time for you. It's been a hard week. So much happening. So thank you for taking this time to reset yourself, to fill your personal cup so you can pour out and share your beautiful energy with others. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we've said or done today, if you have any aches or pains, please let me know. Let's create a class just for you. Continue to speak good words. Do good deeds. Think good thoughts. Eat good food. Nourish yourself from the inside out. I can't wait to see you guys all again soon. Thanks for sharing your energy, not just with me, but with each other. Namaste.